Hey guys, I wanted to make a video on Manga Bias and why you might have it. Shout out to the JoJo fans. They say that I should shut up and that my opinion doesn't matter. Fuck you. So let's get into Manga Bias, right? And I'll just tell it in a story. Promise there's gonna be a payoff at the end. It's not gonna take too long. So everyone knows Solo Leveling. By this point it's a household name. Everyone who watches anime has heard of Solo Leveling. This was not the case 4 to 5 years ago when the anime wasn't out. It was just the manga, or however you say that word, Korean manga. I was one of the first people among my peers to read Solo Leveling, and the manga wasn't even finished at the time too. I told all my friends and coworkers about Solo Leveling, people that I knew that had an interest in anime. I told them about it because I was super excited. This was one of the best things that I've ever read, and to this day, it's still one of the best things that I've ever read. The Solo Leveling manga. It was so good that after I caught up to the manga, because it wasn't finished yet, it was at like Jeju Island. I went to the light novel. For those that don't know what a light novel is, it's basically a book. For those that don't know what a book is, they're basically words on pages, and you read them. There's no pictures. It's just words. And the only thing about reading Solo Leveling is that it's hard to remember the names. That's the only thing about it. Reading the light novel, it was really hard to remember Korean names. I don't know why Korean names are harder to remember than Japanese names. Maybe it's just whatever. But anyways, come anime, when the Solo Leveling anime comes around, I was watching it and I was very excited for it. I was like, man, this has potential to be like a top 10 anime. I had that mindset that this has the potential, keyword potential, to be a top 10 anime. So, first season goes by, it was phenomenal, it was great. Fast forward, the season 2 comes around, and right around the midpoint, I'm I form and I make one of my worst takes of all time to this day. One of my worst anime takes. I said in my podcast that Solo Leveling was a top 10 anime of all time. And I didn't realize this at the time. This was around the time that Solo Leveling was number one on Crunchyroll, outbeating One Piece, outbeating Demon Slayer. And I used that too to my argument too that Solo Leveling was a top 10 anime. I don't think that anymore. But Solo Leveling is probably like right now at this very moment, like top 60, something like that. Top 60, top 70. But I didn't realize that because I love the manga so much that I was boosting this anime to hell. And it's still a great anime. But the only thing about the anime is it takes out too much information and it doesn't foreshadow well enough for me, especially bringing in the new characters towards the end of season 2. So that's basically the lesson. That's basically the story. I overrated the fuck out of Solo Leveling, and at one point it was in my top 10 anime of all time. Yeah.